The United States, the stage is set for the first 2024 general election debate that will take place tomorrow. The mental agility and energy of President Joe Biden and his rival Donald Trump will be closely watched this week as they face each other on the debate stage. It's their first head-to-head of the 2024 race for the White House. Immigration, inflation, Ukraine and Gaza all likely to dominate these discussions. It's also the first time debates will take place before either man is formally confirmed as his party's nominee. It comes amid growing speculation that if re-elected, Mr. Trump would push the strongest conservative agenda in decades. Nick Harper reports from Washington.
When Joe Biden and Donald Trump met each other on the debate stage in 2020, there were accusations.
I don't make money from China. You do. I don't make money from Ukraine. You do.
And anger.
My son was in Iraq. He was not a loser. He was a patriot.
But with Biden now aged 81 and Trump 78, Americans will be looking out for certain key characteristics.
Strength, vigor, vitality. They want to see how they look up against one another physically.
In recent weeks, Democrats have decried videos made viral by conservative media, which say Biden freezes or looks lost at big events. Political experts say this debate will be his chance to challenge that.
For Democrats, there's always going to be a concern that Biden, who's never really been a great public speaker, that Biden would show his age and confirm a lot of the fears people have about him. But on the other hand, again, the bar for a good performance is so low that Biden may be able to clear it, and it may actually be helpful to him.
Immigration, the economy,
no one can be free,
abortion rights, and foreign policy will all feature in this debate.
Go Trump!
And after months of more generalised statements at rallies filled with fans, Trump will now be pinned down to unequivocally state his policy positions.
He doesn't generally have to answer a lot of follow-up questions about a particular policy area. Biden, I think, is, he's usually pretty good with that. He's shown that. He's been able to say, I know what's going on with these nuances. But Trump maybe would like to be able to show that.
But as both men prepare to lay out their visions for the country, Democrats are warning of a conservative vision that they say could endanger the country. And this is what's worrying Team Biden, a 900-page policy paper called Project 2025 that's been put forward by a right-wing think tank here in Washington, D.C. It's a wish list of proposals they'd like Trump to take up if re-elected, and it calls for things like the elimination of the Department of Education and proposes giving the president complete control over the Department of Justice. Those proposals are even worrying some moderate Republicans.
There's always a talk of expanding the rights of certain classes of Americans, not limiting the rights. That is precisely what they've come together to do, and it should shake the American consciousness.
But one idea in particular, removing non-partisan civil servants and replacing them with Trump loyalists, is raising alarm bells over the potential for expanded presidential powers.
This goal to try to fire and remove more people in the government and replace them not just with Republicans, but people who are personally loyal to Donald Trump himself, that's exactly the thing that people see as having stopped Trump from being able to accomplish things that they were most concerned with last time.
That is something the Biden administration has been working against, strengthening federal job protections ahead of a rematch for the White House. Both candidates are aware of what is at stake, and with just over 4 months until Election Day, hoping an early debate will help swing things in their favour. Nick Harper, CNA, Washington.
All eyes also will be on how Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump might differ on foreign policy. Earlier we spoke to Lim Tai Wei. He's adjunct senior fellow at the National University of Singapore, and he looked at the question of whether China has a preference for who might win.
There are popular cultural and also popular media and to a certain extent academic narratives about the preferences. It appears that there, some months ago there was a narrative known as the two bowls of poison, in which the narrative says that both candidates would present challenges to China, regardless of who is elected. However, this is a popular narrative. It does not reflect, official policy. One can probably suspect that they are sort of preparing to work with whoever comes into power and try to be able to reach out to them. For President Biden, they see him as a much more consistent quality and able to reach out to him for perhaps a continuity of policies, particularly after the upturn of a relationship after the San Francisco APEC summit. For President Trump, President Xi has experience working with him as well. They see him as a little bit more unpredictable, but he does have a business person quality to him, and they are sort of eager to do wheeling and dealing with President Trump. Those are the popular narratives that exist in the media, amongst the people, in social media, as well as academic circles.